Professional start attacking.
Hello. Good morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Good morning.
I sit down at home, decided to watch some TV, listening to the news by Gordon Mosley. I listening to the things that he say he tracking tonight, paying close attention to make sure I hear it right. But when I hear the things that he mentioned on the news, I had to declare them kind of thing got me confused. I hear some things where the ERC noticing, and it convinced me that people ain't learning nothing. We hear so many times about them big name calling, and they say ERC pretend that they didn't hear nothing. But once you're black and you just decide to say a word or two, Bet your life on that. They say BRC coming for you. Listen to the things you just hear on social media. Only one set of people allowed to talk in one Guyana. I still say nothing, black people in learning. But this is my concern. I hope one day black people will learn. ERC that I would like to know if any of its members happens to be black people. And if that is the case, I want them to answer this call. Tell me how come none of them ain't got no voice at all. You're showing signs of weakness and you're afraid to be fair. And we see the same thing keep happening year after year. And the day will come when all this nonsense will stop. That will be the day when black people decide to wake up. Not so long ago, something terrible happened. This young Indian man want to kill out all black people by poison. But if his shoes was on the other foot, what a day and they drop. But up to this day, this TRC can't do nothing as yet. How come it's only black people committing cybercrime? When pretty on social media fussing people all the time. I still saying black people in learning. But one day will come when the entire table will turn. Excuse me, see they fail to condemn because these people think that the law is only for them. And anybody else who decide to file a complaint, they go call you a racist and don't want to hear nothing. Plenty complaint from time to time has been brought to their attention, but because of this one-sided cybercrime is why they don't show any concern. There's only one set of people that they really care about. And black people must take the abuse and shut them out. Kidaki Amsterdam went to court just recently for an issue that was highlighted by the same ERC. And with breakneck speed, the police decide to jump on his case. Without a search warrant, they went and search up the man's place. Let us all agree that black people under attack. Different laws for you and me just because we black. I still saying black people in London. To all my black friends, we must put a stop to all this nonsense. cybercrime laws to keep people silent, just to make sure nobody criticizes government. And while that is a very clear case of dictatorship, it is no surprise that the ERC ignoring it. Why only the chosen few is allowed to have things their way, when people like me and you must have nothing to say? And when ministers in the government start to launch their attack, you never hear this ERC come out and talk about that. They send a policeman all the way to New York. This fella went up there to serve a cold summer man with Paul. Under this thing, this government decide to fabricate a case, but like they forget the warning they get from Latisha James. The vice president described that he use as a low life. Because of this kind of abuse, he don't have a wife. I still singing, black people in learning. Just the other day, I hope your man see help is on the way.
Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At Easy Party Rentals, Sideline and Buxton North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. Listen, I'll be having some just now again. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, the ambience is beautiful, fully air conditioned. The decor is on point. The music's on point. Everything's on point. It's just me. I need some work. But everything else that belongs to this club here is on point. So if you want to find a nice little place where you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course, they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent a hall. You can rent a hall, honey. You can rent a hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Nam. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. Put it on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. This is, Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely needed too. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering where we are. Still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching the blind, matching the carpet, matching the this, matching the that. We know but we things in Buxton don't play with we. So definitely if you want to come and, you know, you may be having a wedding or whatever and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're going to be drunk. We got too much road accidents. So you definitely want to come, drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area. You have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's it.
Stop running around like headless chicken. Go to Ashton's Marketplace for whole and cut chicken, beef, pork, processed meats like bacon, beef franks, smoked ham, ground pork, calabresa, and lots more. Ashton's offers wholesale and retail. Check them out. Call 613-2332 or WhatsApp 434-327-3955. Ashton's Marketplace at 72 Rob Street, Border. Are you hosting an event? Do you need ice, party ice in large or small quantities? Then call us at 622-5933 for the best party ice available. $1,000 per bag. We do delivery. EC Crystals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Call to have your orders filled today.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T and W Harris Butcher Shop located in the East Rheinveld Market Meat section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T and W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
Planning a party? Worry no more. We have all the supplies you need. At EC Party Rentals, we have folding chairs, folding tables, square tables, round tables, long tables, short tables, big tables. We have chairs, red chairs, gold chairs, white chairs, crystal chairs, chairs of all type, throne chairs. What you want, we have. Food warmers, coolers, ice, beverages. At EC Party Rentals, we have what you need to have a good time. You plan the party, we do the work. Call us 622-5933. EC Party Rentals. Let's keep your party going. Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At EC Party Rentals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes of tents we have. Small tents, big tents, medium tents, extra large tents. Call us on 622-5933. We have what you need. EC Party Rentals. Big on tents.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in Tongue, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. Listen, I've been having some just now again.
Good morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Them not like me conniving morning. Morning, are you morning? Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. It is Friday. It is the 20th day of June in the year 2025, and it is 6 minutes to the 8 o'clock hour. Welcome to the program. Facebook, YouTube, welcome to the program. TikTok. Talkers, good morning. How y'all doing? What going on? Y'all all right? Good. Happy when you're happy. It's another Friday. It's Free Talk Friday at Camps TV, and so we're going to get on with the show, with the program. We're going to be talking the things y'all heard a lot said by y'all heard a lot said by Mr. Jordan. So you can talk about that, or you can talk about anything you want to talk about, as a matter of fact, because it's Free Talk Friday. I see the guy another imposter named Camps Coffee. Well, I know y'all could do your worst. Right, y'all could do your worst. Camps Coffee supporters him for president. He got a gumption to break the PPP and PNC stronghold. He demand accountability from all. Well, he will demand a lot of things. The PPP said they demanded accountability from Azradin. They are reopening an investigation into the murder of paper shorts.
Well, if the only time Guyanese are going to get investigations into murders and misdemeanors and abduction and rape and child murder and so on is when somebody offends the PPP. Yeah, best pray that they get offended every single day by the right people. Because as far as I remember, Asruddin was a good friend. Right? Asruddin was a good friend of the PP and up until recently remained a good friend of the PPP, but he dared to challenge them. Right? At least so it would look. All right. So I want some people to continue to aggravate the PPP so we can have them open investigations and so on, especially the folks over at Day Hotel and so on. But hey, we got some stories to talk. Ian Harry is asking if Dr. Hines' program has been cancelled. No. Sometimes I say I gotta send Mr. Dr. Hines, Professor Hines, an invoice for PR work. Unless he didn't say it, unless he said it and you people weren't listening. Dr. Hines has not been on for the last, several days. Let me see, several days. Has not been on for several days because he was traveling. Not I said he was traveling. He was traveling to come home to Guyana. And so he has recently arrived and he is settling in. Right? And as soon as he gets settled, I'm sure he's going to return to the program. You know, not everybody likes to put their business out there so everybody know, despite the fact that we're public figures and so on. Is not everybody like to say, well, listen, I'm traveling to Guyana tomorrow. Because I don't know who's going to lay with me along the route from Kimeri to Buxton. So I keep that close to my chest. Right? And when I arrive in Buxton, then I might say, hi, y'all. I'm in Buxton. Sorry, I didn't tell y'all before, but y'all understand these security situations. And so y'all don't chastise me for it. Good? But you are going to hear from Dr. Hines soon enough. I hope he's not upset that I've been made it known to you. Made it known to you that he... Right? So y'all don't fret yourself, man. Fret not thyself. Fret not thyself. Your mentor, teacher, leader, whatever you associate Dr. Hines with where you're concerned. He hasn't abandoned you. I see Audrey Bong is saying, yes, he did mention that he would have been here shortly. You know, but so some people just didn't pay attention. I have to pay attention. I keep telling you, you got to read in between the lines and above the line and a decided line and so on. Sometimes we say things, but we don't say it with the kind of clarity that can make the intellectually lazy get the information that we want to share with you. It's like your ancestors on the plantation. They never used to talk openly so Bakwa can understand what they used to say. They used to sing. You know? Bakwa didn't even know that he named Bakwa. So when they're singing Emancipation Bill, pass, Bakwa man, so you can grasp. It's the plantocracy that they tease him. So yeah, sometimes just listen to reading between the lines. Hint to Benny, but make Kwashiba take notes. Right? Good. So let's talk about those things. Let's understand that as a matter of fact. What we gotta talk about? We gotta talk about enough things, man. Yesterday was GCOM had a briefing. Then the champion called, so what is that? There goes my PR check. I don't understand that. Oh, because I said that the doctor is here. He's going to withdraw my payment. I think that is what he should pay me. Because early morning, late in night is my phone, people messaging, what happened to Dr. Hines? Is he okay? Right? What happened to Dr. Hines? Is he okay? Is Dr. Hines not coming on today? Sometimes I'm tempted to ask y'all if I'm Dr. Hines' keeper. What y'all harassing me for? But we have family, so the scar rough y'all up. Good? All right. God, I hope I get my check because I do work. Well, I do work. So y'all gotta send me check. Remember, catch up on Zelle and all of that. Y'all gotta send me check. Good. So yesterday was GCOM had a briefing with presidential hopefuls, let me say, or the representatives of the political parties that intend to contest the next election that is on September 1st. You realize how many political parties we got in this country? So far, 28 of them. 28 parties went to the briefing with GCOM. So we can imagine that there are at least 28 political parties that intend to contest the election. So it means there are 27 political parties that are going up against the PPP to contest the election. The Barlet Tyrant said yesterday, put all of them together, they make one PPP. You know, we like to say, put all of them together, they make one, and we beat up all of them. The Barlet Tyrant said exactly that yesterday. He said, don't worry, all them parties are cropping up, man. My words, eh? Put all of them together, they can't beat the PPP. And you know what? I agree. That put all them 28 parties out there in the election, they can't beat the PPP. No, I didn't say it together. Let all of those 27 parties go up against the PPP. They can't win them. And y'all don't get me wrong, don't think I endorse any PPP. Because some of y'all don't read in between the lines. That is why I take my time and I explain. I think that is what has always made me a good teacher. And my forte is remediation. I like to teach remedial students. I like to do remedial education because I like go down to peanuts and you know, sweets and so on to teach people. Mr. Jordan makes it complicated. He say, I challenge y'all to divide a minority and make it a majority. It's the same thing we're talking about here. 27 political parties are going up against the PPP. And they're going up against the PPP. Basically, each of them wants a slice of the cake that is available to the opposition. Now, if we look at the cake currently that is available, the PPP has a bigger share than the opposition, isn't that so? Yeah. Let me say the PPP get 51% of the cake. 49% is available to the opposition. 27 political parties would like to have a slice of that cake individually. And remember, the rules of the election say who has the largest slice of the cake by themselves. Who has the largest slice of cake by his or herself is the winner. Are you understanding me? So if each of you cut into that slice, that 49% slice of cake that is available to the opposition right now, I'm dealing with reality. Your slice can be bigger than the PPP. You will not arrive at a bigger slice than the PPP. If each of you cut into that 49% slice, and then you take a little bit from the PPP, because I'm being very honest. From the look of things historically in this country, I don't see the opposition getting more than 1 or 2% of PPP vote in any election. Look at the history. It's always a 49, 51% kind of thing you see in the electoral results of this country. It's always a one-seat majority you see in the results of the elections in this country. Right? One seat majority. And so to win the PPP, you first have to hold on to your 49% or your 34 seats and go after 2 seats or at least 1 seat from the PPP. But if you all are intent on breaking up this 34 seats that you have into small pieces and share it out, even if you get a seat or 2 from the PPP and you add it to somebody who has gotten a slice of the 34, they still can't get more than the PPP slice. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, if you want to beat the PPP, if you want to get the PPP out of political power, it will take all of the slices that 27 political parties will get put together, plus a slice or 2 from the PPP. And so you want to put the PPP out of power, and it's 27 splintered groups, if you call that, if I can call it that are going to the elections. Huh? Don't answer me. Don't make it make sense. All is not lost. 27 political parties went to the briefing along with PPP. But 27 political parties don't have to contest the elections individually. You gotta find some understanding out there. You gotta come to some understanding out there. And consolidate those 27 political parties. So it becomes a grouping of 27 against the PPP one. And then is when you stand a chance of beating the PPP and beating them convincingly. So Jack Dio knows what he's saying. He said, put all of them together. Put all of them together. They can't beat me. Right? Loose stock. Because put all of them together, they will be able to consolidate the gains and they're going to trash the PPP. That's my desire, that they're going to put all of them together. But am I being a realist? Nah, I can't be a realist. Because if I were to be a realist, then I will get to understand. TikTok at the right here. I hope you are listening to me. If I were to be a realist, then I will acknowledge that that ain't going to happen. 27 political parties are not going to go under one banner and contest the election against the PPP. Because of selfishness. Why do you think we got 27 political parties? Because there are 27 groups of people. Let me start with the individuals. There are 27 individuals who believe that they got a right to control the resources of this country. And only they got a right to control the resources of this country. They don't see that they have a role to play in the control of the resources. Because if you recognize you have a role to play, then you can recognize that you can be a part of a team that will control the resources. No, if you believe that you alone got a right to control the resources, then you want to lead. And since I can't lead, I am going to form my own team. And so we got 27 teams. 27 teams. We are beating ourselves. An old student of mine said to me the other day, y'all can't win Jack Deal. So why? You see what y'all doing? In fact, a old classmate of mine messaged me last night and said, y'all making a mess of things. And I'm saying it this morning. I'm saying it. Sad to say, I'm going to use some hard words, but I have no apology to make. If the leaders of those 27 political parties tell themselves that separate and apart, they could get the PPP out of the office, they are a set of jackasses. And Guyanese must see them for that, a set of jackasses. The oppressed must see them for that, a set of jackasses. And call them by the name. Yeah, Mr. Aslam, you disrespectful to political leaders, and you yourself in politics, you're an executive member of the WPA. Yes, I say it. Anybody who call herself a leader in this time and doesn't recognize the importance of consolidation has to be a jackass. Mr. Aslam, you could say so. I could say so because I'm judging you by your actions. I'm judging you by your actions. I didn't even think anybody could accuse me there of disrespecting the leaders of the Working People's Alliance, because from since I was a boy, we say we believe in coalition politics. It is coalition politics that will remove the PPP from government. And so I can't be referring to any of my comrades around the table at WPA as jackasses because they believe in coalition. I will, if I'm a political, I will not coalesce with the PNC. I will not coalesce with Justice. I will not coalesce with. I'll go it alone. If you decide that you're going it alone, it means that the only thing important to you is self, and Guyanese must see you for that. Guyanese must see you for that. I am not going to use 1 ounce of my energy, not what they call them, kilojoules or calorie. I am not going to use 1 unit of my energy to support anybody that doesn't have the national interest at heart. And for me, the only display you could really make, the only show you could put up for me to say that you have the national interest at heart is being a part of a grand coalition that has the possibility of removing the PPP from office. I don't tell me nothing about minority government. Minority government happened once in this country, and it did not serve the will of the people. It did not serve the will of the people. And so you don't tell me that you're going to come and reinvent the wheel and you're going to make minority government work in this country. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You want minority government work? ensure you join a team, remove the PPP from office, make demands while you are in government to change the constitution to allow people, political parties and individuals to coalesce after an election. And so there's always a possibility then that, okay, I want to be individualistic. I'm going to contest as an individual. I'm going to contest with my own team. And after the election, based on the results, I'm going to choose who I want to be in bed with. But in the current dispensation, the current constitution which we have says that there can be no coalition after the elections. There can be no coalition after the election. And so if you can't coalesce after the election, how you expect to bring all of these pieces together after the election to put the PPP out of office? It can't happen. Because at the end of the day, who gets the biggest slice at the end of the election controls the government. Controls the government. And so even if you're all in these splinter groups, I ain't calling you, I'm nothing else but splinter groups. Even if you're all in these splinter groups, get the majority of the votes combined as splinter groups. Let me use the word accumulated. The Constitution say, look to see which individual group has the majority of the votes and give them the government. Do you sincerely believe that if 27 years chopping at the same piece of pie, any year going to come out with a bigger piece than the PPP? I don't think so. I don't think so. And so if you can't accept that reason, if you can't accept that reality, then you're dumb, you got tunnel vision. You got tunnel vision. And the only thing you're seeing at the light of the tunnel is light for you. As a political leader, I can get enough votes to put me in parliament. You alone? Is there a concern about you alone? What to all them people in this country who are facing oppression? What to all them people you asking for the vote? What to all them people who you asking to rally with you, campaign with you? When you alone sit on the one seat, what are you going to do for them? Tell me. What can you do for them, you alone sitting on a seat in parliament? The parliamentary remuneration might not even be enough for you according to your long heart. So what are you going to do for them? They're going to sit down in the wilderness and say, oh, is we put you in parliament, you know? We really support you. We really work hard for she in parliament, you know? But she sucking the sweet and you sucking and we sucking salt. As against, you all come together, win the government, and then you can do more for the people who stand with you, stand at the side of you, stand behind you. Because you can work together on policies that will benefit the people. And you're going to get for benefit to you, you're going to get for thief, you're going to get for you're going to be Dr. Korea at your leisure, you're going to get for drink rum in parliament, you're going to get duty-free concession, you're going to still live above the fray. You still live above the fray. You might not be the head honcho, or as we used to say as growing up, HNIC, the head nigga in charge. You might not be the head nigga in charge, but you're part of the team and you will be catered to and catered for. While your supporters also will be catered to and catered for. But no, I want to lead because there's a space guaranteed for the leader. Want to the people them. But you claim you're leading. You really ain't got the interest of that. Tell them I said, and therefore I'm going to address them. Any group of people in this country who supporting any leader who doesn't support a coalition in this election is a jackass. A whole group of jackasses. Y'all could banish me. It's Free Talk Friday. Y'all could banish me. I just thought in my mind. Any group who running behind any singular leader who say, I am not going to coalesce, I'm not going to join a bigger group of people to challenge the PPP. Jackassing themselves. That's a put a lion to lead sheep. The sheep gonna behave like a lion. Put a jackass to lead people. The people are gonna behave like jackass. I'm sorry, I was running behind team this and team that and team that. I ain't calling nobody team right now. I ain't depend on. Let's see, I'll say calling people name. I don't like calling people name, but y'all smart. Currently, the biggest consolidated group in the opposition right now is the APNU WPA. Is the APNU WPA. So it's already possible that they will get the biggest slice of the opposition cake. They will get the biggest slice of the opposition cake. Everybody else who believes they're going to get a slice should try to add their slice to that big slice. Are you agreeing with me? APNU WP is the biggest quote-unquote consolidated group in the opposition ranks right now, going up against the PPP. Anybody else who wants to challenge the PPP, therefore, should seek to add their lot to that slice, and so it can become bigger. I can't see any other conception. I can't see any other formation. I can't see any other formula for putting the PPP out of office. Y'all want to experiment with Mohammed? Wait until the PPP is out of office after September 1st. For your votes, all your votes, put all your eggs in the one basket. The APNU WPA coalition with all your will come and join it. Put all the eggs there. Put the PPP out of office. And then the next election, you could experiment with Mohammed. You could experiment with Amanza. You could experiment with Theocracy Raswini, Black Man thing. You could experiment with all the splinter groups that exist in. But your first order of business should be put the PPP out of office. Let me call them the giant. Put the giant PPP out of office. And then you could go back into your singular corners with access to government and build up your strength of your individual groups. And in the next election, say, well, here one by, I'm going to challenge you all now. I have all of we join we think together and get rid of the PPP, we get rid of the giant. Well, I'm going to prove now that I'm as strong as y'all. And start coming up against y'all. It is statistically impossible for Mohammed to come and win the 2025 election. It is statistically impossible for Walton Desir to come and win the 2025 election. It is statistically impossible for AFC to come and win the 2025 election. Standing alone. there's a higher chance that the APNU WPA coalition can do it. But I'm also arguing that while there's a higher chance, it is near impossible, you know. The guy gets support, the guy get pushed, the guy get brace here, brace there. What y'all gonna do? Waste your energy, split the votes, or y'all gonna get sense and throw your votes where it really can make a difference. Again, I'm saying it. Any 27 leaders of a political party believing that they can go it alone and win the PPP is a set of jackasses. The lines are opened. 622-5933 is the number to call. No straight call. Y'all call strictly by WhatsApp. And I have my reasons for doing that. Please call strictly by WhatsApp. Don't straight call me. Right? You folks over TikTok, y'all can call too, but you got to call by WhatsApp. 622-5933. And we could have a chat. We could have a gap. Good? Here we go. First call on the line. Call you on, can you hear me? Hey, it's you? I hope you ain't gonna come and upset my good spirit this early morning. I'm gonna give you a handle. Go ahead. You you're free to go. Speak. Call, I can't hear you. Call all the line. Because I seem not to be hearing you. Oh. Hold the line, caller. I didn't show we can hear you. Even the dull and ignorant, they too have their story. So I gotta listen to everybody. Right? Takers? Okay, that over there. Call to proceed.
Yes, Mr. Kadaki. I thought Dr. Hines would have been the prime ministerial candidate for the coalition between the WPA and the APNU. If we look at the work he's been putting in for the past 5 years for the opposition, and then at the end of the day, Mr. Dr. Chusa who just joined the party. You think that is fair to Mr. Hack to Dr. Hines?
All is fair in love, war, and politics. Caller, let me ask you a question. Where you come from? Under a rock?
What do you mean?
Because yesterday I explained why, again, it is and there was a replay also this morning when it was explained why it is practically impossible for Dr. Hines to be prime ministerial candidate, or Manzo Walton Desir to be prime ministerial candidate, just to name a few. Let me explain this to you. When the PPP took office, are we saying that the folks over at you're not hearing me on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, just now. You are on a special line. I'm looking at those who are listening to the room. All right, good. So let me explain this to you. Since the PPP came in with this construct, right, that says Indian presidential candidate, African prime ministerial candidate, there's a formula for winning. The opposition parties basically adopted that same formula. African presidential candidate, Indian prime ministerial candidate. So there is always that Afro-Indo mix. And so let's hop across to the coalition now. If Aubrey Norton is the leader of the coalition, presidential candidate is African, it follows that it is highly unlikely, not that it's impossible, it is highly unlikely that another African would be given the second slot as prime minister. Are you understanding me, sir? This is not an argument of following chap. I call it yesterday ethnic dressing, ethnic window dressing. You think, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You think Mark Phillips has a better following in the Indo-Guyanese community than Anil Nandalal? Have a good day. You have answered my question. Get out of here.
No. Listen to me. I got one more question for you.
Hey, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. You got a young person like Sarabo Hali. Why she can't come over to the WPA?
Chap, again, you know, let's make a call you some harsh names.
I don't care, man.
So Sarabo Hali, Tabitha Sarabo Hali was an executive member of the Working People's Alliance. As a matter of fact, in the last coalition government, she was made a minister.
Right.
At the end of it all, she chose to leave the WPA. She chose to leave the WPA.
Well, why? Explain to the public why. And if the WPA don't need her.
Hello, call Sarabo Ali and ask her why she left the WPA. I'm not her PR person. I was when she was a minister. No, she's not a minister. I'm not her PR person. She can't pay me for it. Y'all have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr.
You don't know the temerity of these chaps. I don't know, y'all not hearing the call. Anyhow, I'm gonna fix that. Apache, what kind of iPad now? I haven't mastered yet how I can do both sides. In terms of, but let me see. Let me invite Apache and see what Apache has to say. If he's going to come on and say anything, and we'll see if he can be heard. Right? Caller. Caller on, good morning.
Good morning to all the viewers and listeners. Your call this morning, it is needed, it is necessary. But to the electorate, we are not, that's all, we are not living in a nutshell. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows our strengths and our weaknesses. So it didn't definitely have to break it down that much this morning. To all these competing political parties that are showing up right now. Because they all know what's going on. They all know what we have to do. So, but I commend you for breaking down. And the rationale is strong as well. It's together and it's very specific. Everyone could see exactly and know and understand exactly what you're trying to say. So to the political parties who are coming up in this election, this rationale that we just played out for you there is very plausible. So as you know to yourself, we are all going through this situation together. We all being pressured by the results of this corrupt government being in power and doing all sort of things to us, killing us, starving us, physically, financially, everything. So I appeal to you to adhere to these callings because you must coalesce with the stronger opposition parties. So I'm calling on all of the contending political parties. You can't make it alone, as Mr. Anthony said. We can't make it, and we are all in this barrel together, and we all been deprived together, and we all been disenfranchised together, all these things. And we all know what's going on and who is going to. We know that if we do not come together as a unit, as one unit, we only empower these people more to disenfranchise us more, and it's going to be worse because we are having even more money. There are wars going on right now in the Middle East, and the price of oil is about to shoot over $100 a barrel. So with that kind of funds, imagine what they would do to us, even more what they already do to us. So please, people, you have to understand what's going on. Let's come together and let's these evil people out of this government. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your call. TikTok, I gotta go. TikTok, you can join me over Cam Steve on Facebook and YouTube. KAMS TV on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can be part of the conversation. Right? I welcome you over there. Please and thank you. I gotta go now, though. Call you on. Good morning. Call you on. Good morning.
Good morning, PM listeners. I want to start with this about the good things like the salary increases, like the increased threshold and all the plans. And the negative things should be about what the PPP has done, the concussion road. That's how we should go about it. That's in my opinion. And stop talking about what we can't win. We will win if we do the right thing. Right? And then lastly, about this of the northern thing where people saying that people leaving the PNC and all of that. People need to understand that Arby Norton's, you said it a lot of times with going to be the head of the list. Arby Norton's hand was in Piper's mouth because
these people that jumping ship, they were always Granger and Harmon's faction. So they were always fighting against Arby Norton. But he had to learn to play the game. If you notice now, he's coming out because it's the end of Granger's tenure. He can't continue to be the head of the list. And you find Arby Norton is saying the positive things now that we were expecting him to say long before. And in terms of they go about their work quietly, which is a good thing. We want to hear what they're doing, but when we hear what they're doing, the opposite. The PPP, the government is also hearing what they're doing and go after people. And that's what they're trying to avoid, where the government going after people that they think. So it has to be kept in the quiet. And we have to understand that. So let's be patient and let's work together to get rid of the PPP. Right? Stop arguing. And for those who left and who will leave, my mother always used to say, every disappointment is for a good. So let's take it as a good for those who jump in now. Let them jump. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Thank you, caller. The lines remain home. 6225933 is the number to call you. Tune to the Guyanese morning time. Hey, Danny Champion Colson, I like you, come out in front of the class. It sounded like that individual, but I doubt it. That episode I wouldn't call my program. Call you on, good morning.
Hello.
Call you are on, good morning.
Good morning to Mr. Sam and the Guyanese diaspora. I want to make a simple contribution today on regard of Mr. Norton. I first met Arby Norton way back when he just taught from Cuba. He and two of my whole high school schoolmates, Jeffers, who is now deceased, and Bernard Griffith, who is now deceased. And I was introduced as the next Burnham. Let us fast forward. Corbyn is a man who's beginning to censor Aubrey. It trickled down to Granger.
Caller.
Yes, sir.
I want a history lesson. Are we moving forward?
Okay. Let me say this. It's imperative that the black people in Guyana vote one way, because we have seen the Indian does not move across to support the PNC in large number as these black people are moving. And to those who move over, I hope they have a voice in the PPP party, because as far as I know, and my observation, they will be having a goggle over their nose and their mouth. They cannot speak at will, and they'll have a leash around their neck, because baby Satan is relentless. Baby Satan one objective is to destroy the PNC at all costs and destroy Borno Legacy. The way they're changing names and doing things in Guyana, black people are asleep. And this is the time that you got to mobilize, accelerate, and decide that you want a change. Too much of the wealth is going to once to the people's pocket, which are the Indians. All the black and Afro Guyanese that work in the PP government, all the work for the salary and a duty-free concession for a car. Okay? That's all I get out of it. Unfortunately, they're running around like the one, the little, what call it, the stray dog puppy, name, James Bond. I told Rick Burke the same thing. I said, Rick Burke, stop saying that people must go. You should mobilize in people, use the platform to get people to come home and vote. I told him 3 times, and you're upset. I told Melly the same thing. Your messaging should be get people to come home and vote who can afford to vote. There's enough red herring that this PPP government, okay, have done in the last 5 years that they do not deserve on their records. But what is happening? For some time, I was asking for the opposition politicians to come out and speak. Parliamentarian, and they sat there silently because they want to be a friend of a friend. Mr. Amsterdam, I'm angry. You hear me? I'm angry. I'm disappointed. Okay? Have a nice day. Have a great weekend.
Kidaki morning viewers, morning guidance. Pertaining to Amanza. Amanza always fronted. She always is a girl.
Oh yes, I was saying thank you for that voice note. I won't play it. I'll stop calling people name and describing them. I told you about that already. Let's discuss ideas, man. You allow me to do all the name calling. What are doing? It is 14 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour on the 20th day of June in the year 2025. Let me see if I got any other voice note. Listen, I'll be honest with you. You don't have to denigrate anybody to make a point about their decision making. Let me call it poor decision making. You could make the point without, call it alive. Good morning.
Morning, Kadaki. Yeah, morning. Yeah, well, Dr. I said it already, that the coalition that was stupidness. Dr. I said it when he went today the first morning, right? And it's truth. Use the term like BT, but don't worry the ones them they call them fight bill. You see this thing with the coalition, the coalition when got themselves together and going to this election. And you say clear, there is a job. You said it clear. Their game should have already been, where is it, the way forward, how to tackle and move in this government. And I said night with them, I can look for, I know Nigel, And I know nothing. And I can look for them and get them in mouth impersonal. But you know, always so angry, they put him in a position that I would support the people them where the scar today fight bill. Most of the ones them behind the name them that we know that cross the floor for their own personal benefit. How the coalition behaving, the putting in the position for just support them, let us support the oppressors. Because the at the end is the key oppressors. I can't understand how these parties that supposed to got the people interest at heart, the people, Norton and Nigeria. They should have already got their way forward how they're dealing with moving this administration, and the people should have already been mobilized in terms of rocking the streets them and getting these people out. Now today, less than 2 months, we going to election and they're still grumbling. But what position we want and what position they behaving more worse than the men in the street because the power is the pen. Whatsoever is it, the arrangement should have already been tied up with pen upon paper. Where's people position today after? But no, they kind of people that they're supposed to, they got a nation at risk where people believe, we living in a society where people believe when you have money, you could do what you like and work with it. And before they break down and dismantle the system in many, many areas, you know, next thing, we're in such a society that people is penalizing police alone. Since you talk to the average man, the police, there's the police, but in many ministries, it's the same thing. People sleeping, and when you ask them, when people sleeping and they want to do the work, since you tell them about the money, immediately they get the energy to move. And it's the PPP administration got it like this, whereby the whole place is a flimsy thing, and before the coalition, the two central coalition, the two central party, before they get it right, and they should already get it right and prepare for this today. 2 months, less than 2 months, they're still grumbling what position we want, who we want. But I in agreement with you, mighty for you, and whoever voting for any single party, they're voting for donkeys. Good morning and enjoy the weekend, though.
Good morning, sir. What you're saying is truth. I'm saying the same thing. No party cannot go separate by themselves. You have to collate to get these people them out of the way. That is right. No one man cannot stand up there alongside these people then. You have to collate and get these people them out. What you're saying is just right. Truly speaking.
Kalaki, blessings and good morning. Your editorial this morning is fantastic. And you use that term that you speak in your mind. That is not your mind, you know, that is facts. That is the gospel truth. And you're not wrong. But Kalaki, my contribution this morning, I love Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana is a beautiful place. But I will say this. Bharat Jagdeo would need a psychiatric evaluation. That is all your first move. Something is wrong with Bharat. Yesterday, I look at his conference or whatever it is. I take a good look at it. And when you look at Bharat's face, Kakaraki, I'm not wrong. You could review that footage. The man's face has two color. I don't know if he bleached in the face or what, but his face wasn't looking normal. Addition to that, the conversation he was carrying on was totally absurd. That's woman conversation. Is a set of woman talk, is a set of bacchanal. Bacchanal. Kokomesa, but Jureta this and Amanza this and women talk. And what's so disturbing? I check all the song system there and was around 6 microphone. So 6 media house there and listening this man to talk in a set of foolishness. Karaki, something is wrong with this man. Bharat Jagdev is not normal. He needs psychiatric help. I'm not joking. Well, they had to get either the UN and get the American embassy involved to take this man to do a psychiatric evaluation. Something is wrong. Something is totally wrong. Because what I gather, Bharat Jagdev just want to do whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. Nobody says nothing. Nobody do nothing. Like everybody just afraid him like he large and in charge. Kabaki one man. That unbelievable boy. But anyhow, it could do what he want. It could really go still lost. Ian really go still lost. Evil can't overcome good. God is good. And good will come out of this election. You trust me. Kalaki, I'm out and listening.
Man, good morning. What driver say, like, I didn't even know what driver say. But at 73 years, it hurt my heart to know that these brilliant people, they use the England capital, the PNC for symbol, and you can go on. All them colors are bright people, and they can see that they making Don Snow look like brighter than them. The highest grade in education look like Don Snow.
Miss Kadaki, good morning. Good morning to you and your viewers. Miss Kadaki, people should all know how the PPP stay, how wicked, stinking dirty it is, and vindictive. As long as you can't sing the supper or you can't go with what them want, you and them will fall out and they will go all means to tarnish your reputation and thing. Now, I don't know Mr. Muhammad personally, but so far he has been around the country, he has meeting people, greeting them. And Paper Charles murder was since in 2021, right? Now, we all know the police come out and they give a statement, everything, and they said was not Mohammed who did the murder, right? The man we name Bacchus or whatsoever confront, right? That they trying to sabotage him, for he said that well as Mohammed. He come out and he said that was not Mohammed who did the murder, right? Now we all know the acting commissioner, everybody, the crime chief, all of them come out and they give a statement that was not Mohammed, was the individual who did the shooting. Now, we all know what is coming about. Now they bring back an investigation into Paper Shar's murder. Why you didn't bring it up all the time? You understand? You let sweep under the carpet, but suddenly because the man running and the man's a threat to y'all now, right? Y'all say y'all don't fear, they say they don't fear the man, they don't think, but these people so wicked, evil, stinking, and dirty, Miss Kadaki. You understand? And people should see the type of people who them want to run this country. These people dictate. These people have no shame whatsoever in them, especially Mario Jagnio. This man think he own this country and he feel he DNA leave here. You understand? These people so ridiculous because the man running for president, the man's a threat to them. They bring up all sorts of other things. What the amount of criminal, what the amount of things he did when he was president, in his presidency? What Saturday was some murder? What all them murder who happened under his watch? You
Good morning.
understand? He gave account for any one of them things. These people so wicked. I don't know what to say about these people, honestly. How big I need just sitting down and allowing these people to continue to do this nonsense all the time? Which other country could happen in the world? What's going on in this country? Once dictator, you got running into a bunch of nonsense in this country. When he was exposed with Sue doing all the contract, giving all the benefit and everything. Anybody investigate him? But because Muhammad now is a threat to him, these people so wicked and evil. You understand? They take away all the people firearm. They left the people stranded off mother thing. There's all these people so wicked, stink and dirty. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Kadaki. Good morning to the nation of Guyana. Please. Sir, wickedness rule the world today. And these guys are so confused that they don't know which side they're on. That they want to collate, they don't want to collate. And whatever each individual are doing, they are right. Until the final day when they're going to see it's wrong. The only thing I am bothered about is some of the black youths. They're going to be annihilated again. My heart goes out to them. If the PPP get back in, woe beyond to black people. And if they can't understand it, don't worry these bright people. They're bright, but they can't get it right. The only body is speaking positive thing is Dr. David Icke. If they can't see the blackness and encourage the others to think, what is the division is all about? The PPP, what I'm seeing, Venezuela is keeping quiet now because the pathway that the gentleman wants to give to Venezuela, he should have been trying for treason. Guyanese black people should muster up at the US Embassy because they have given Guyanese the information about the PPP and their narrative that are doing a lot of illegal things. Black people should be mustering up day by day. But the PPP have them so covered that even their own black brothers of the police force don't know which side they're on, but they're killing them. My brother, I do hope, I would really love to get out the PPP, but it's a really hard burning thing, brother. Mr. Kadagi, what you're doing is right. Please get these young people to understand that they have to get out the PPP because woe beyond to them. Have a blessed day, my brother. Continue good work.
Thank you for your call. It is a minute past the 9 o'clock. I gotta go. Yes, I have to go. It's a minute past 9 o'clock. Before I go though, let me say this. I can't stand in defense of Mohammed. I will not stand in the way of the law. My position is, if it is believed that a crime was committed, police should investigate. Do what the law empowers them to do. People should be charged. Judges should try. Justice should be delivered. I don't care if it's before election, during election, or after election. I don't care if it's while you were a friend, when you became an enemy, or when you return as a friend. I don't care. My thing is, justice should be served. Justice must be done and must be seen to be done. And this is not me pronouncing on the guilt of Azruddin Mohammed. This is not me pronouncing on the involvement of Azruddin Mohammed. This is me speaking for law and order. Right? The PPP and the police, returning to an investigation. Let me say this before I go there. Around the world, as far as I know, there is no statute of limitation on murder. There's no statute of limitation on murder. So if it's 100 million years after new evidence presents itself to the police in relation to murder, then they are obligated to investigate and bring closure to that case. Reopening an investigation for me has nothing to do with who they say were in the past. And so despite the fact that all Guyana police forces, sorry, all top rank of the Guyana police force, even members of government, people from all over the place, Azzuddin Mohammed had the biggest PR team at that time, if you ask me. To tell the world that he was not involved in this incident. He wasn't the mastermind, he wasn't the intellectual author, he wasn't the executioner, he was nothing, he had nothing to do with this issue. All of them were out there singing. And then the morning after, all of these very people are saying, we're reopening this investigation and we're investigating Azzuddin Mohammed Fit. It's an indictment on them. They stand as indicted as Azzuddin Mohammed. So let the games begin. But Guyanese must see it for what it is. And if you really and truly want law and order to take root in this country, then you know the PPP is not the party to have it under. Because you've seen them in all of the manifestations. It's Paper Shards, it's Adriana Young, it's Quindon Bacchus, it's Orange Boston. It's a long list. It's a long list. So whether they indict Azzuddin Mohammed or not, whether they find him guilty or not, it's an indictment on them. And let's return to the past just for a bit before I go. Was it coincidental that cameras that could have picked up people walking into supermarkets and so on to be charged for terrorism, a camera that could pick up people throwing acid on teacher to label them racist, and camera that picking up this and picking up that? How did these cameras not pick up a stone's throw away from the presidential home, State House, who were involved in the murder? How did these cameras not pick up the vehicle that traveled from Main Street all the way to Yarrowcabra or somewhere on the highway? How did it not? Because all of them were coming out to say they're going and investigate Azzuddin now, after they done say that he wasn't involved, were complicit. And Guyanese must indict them for that. When Guyanese go to the polls, they must see Adriana Young. They must see her in Boston. They must see Quindon Bacchus. They must see the youngster in more the other day. They must see the Samuels boy at Miller Street or Camp Street, wherever. And they must make the PPP pay for that by putting them out of office and then demanding that those that they put in office investigate out of them backside and throw them in jail. Y'all have a good day. Good luck and good weekend to you. Remember MMG, remember Zelle, remember Cash App. I'll put something in the kitty. We're about to hit the road. And you can't hit the road with water in your tank. Goodbye.
Hey, Guyana, time to rise up, time to move up. Hey, me and you in the place. Hey, we put people first. Oh.
thank you so much for joining us on this Capital News Context platform. Joining me on Context today is the Honorable Amanda Walden Desir. And most of you may know by now, Amanda Walden Desir.
This is we are APNU. Say people first. We not gonna stop till the blessings burst. APNU, we putting people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We giant lead in a real big way. APNU, say people first. From the top to the bottom, love unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. We got the rhythm, we got the fire. Lifting every village higher and higher. No more fights, no more delay. We come to build Guyana today. From Lettenbush to Bartica Base. Every face got a place in this race. We done with the brokenness, done with the slack. We're taking the country forward, no turning back. Who you voting? Why we voting? Tell the nation. Let we go and claim the prize. APNU, we putting people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We giant lead in a real big way. APNU, say people first. From the top to the bottom, of unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. Every youth, every elder stand tall. This Guyana belong to us all. From the market woman to the king cutter hand, we building up this blessed land. APNU got the plan, got the drive. Putting people first, keeping up alive. So wind up, jump up, move with pride. We waving them flag nationwide. Say, are you ready? Say we go vote. Say APNU. People first. APNU, we putting people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We giant lead in a real big way. APNU, say people first. From the top to the bottom, of unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. We outside in sun and rain. We putting people first again. APNU, we lead the line. Time for Guyana to rise and shine.
Morning, are you morning? Morning, are you morning? Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. How you doing? How you here? How you doing? How you feeling? How was your weekend? Talk to me. What were you able to achieve over the weekend? How hopeful are you that tomorrow will be a better day? That Ghana will be a better place after September 1. How hopeful are you? I'm filled with hope. I'm feeling it, you know. A change is coming. And you best want to be a part of the change. Big up yourself, Team APNU. Team APNU. The PNC, WPN, all the others. Team Shara, Team Jereta, Team Ricky, Team VPAC, Team Legalized Cannabis Guyana team. Big up yourself. All y'all. Big up yourself, Team APNU. All those who have chose coalition, big up yourself. Because like I said earlier, it's one harder. According to them, man, it's one harder. One harder. Team APNU. And we got to work to make it a reality. We got to ensure that we do what we have to do to get the result that we want to get. Right? So it's a new day. It's time we start to embrace what we have and stop complaining about what we don't. You know, as a youngster growing up, I will start if it's certain rice in the house, it's certain rice in the house. If it's certain rice, we gotta eat, it's certain rice, we gotta eat. We ain't going to the neighbor to tell the neighbor it's only certain rice we get. We walking with certain rice and we wearing we happy face. And we doing what we gotta do. And so all those of you who have been campaigning, have been calling for, have been encouraging coalition of all the opposition parties, I'd say to you, half a bread is better than no bread at all. And so 18 parties, no, 28 parties, 27 parties against the PPP. If you are able to convince 14 parties, 15 parties, 16 parties to contest the elections under one big umbrella, then pat yourself on your back and say, we've done the best we can. We've done all that we can. We have, we've done the best we can. We've given everybody an opportunity to come on board. And these are the numbers. These are the parties that saw the wisdom in working with us. And so let us proceed. We can't wait. We can't stop the train. We can't stop press and wait until somebody gets what should I call it? A vision, a revelation, or what? Don't stop the progress. We got to keep on keeping on. And like I keep saying, it's not the end of the road for coalition just yet. The end of the road for coalition is going to be nomination morning or nomination day. At the end of nomination day, then you know, well, okay, these people certainly decided to go it alone. It's never over until the fat lady sings. And so y'all don't despair. Work with what you got. Work with what you got. You have to wake up in the morning and realize, look around you, the only thing you got in your house is some overnight rice from yesterday and 2 eggs at the fowl drop in the yard last night. You all run down the road and hey, I got to feed. Neighbor, are we hungry? You grab the rice, you grab them 2 eggs, and you back it up with whatever else you could find in the house, and you make a good overnight rice, fried rice, egg and rice, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, you get your stomach filled. So let's work with what we have. You have the PNC, the APNU plus WPA, then it's the APNU plus WPA. Contesting on the status APNU. That's what we have. That's what we have to work with. And so let's start working with that. Let us put the word out there in every nook and cranny that it is the APNU which must get our vote on September 1. In every nook and cranny, let us sound the bell. Let us sound the horn. Let us sound our voices. Let us sound the message. Don't split the vote. We must vote. We must consolidate our vote. We must vote overwhelmingly for that grouping which will find itself on the ballot as APNU. Nobody else must get a single vote. They must get whitewashed. We must circle the wagon from now. The only way you must be able to benefit from the vote of the people is if you are under the umbrella of the APNU, if you're in that coalition there, if you're in that circle. Any political party outside of the APNU coalition should be left right out there, out in the cold. Oh, Tom Jones is a good man, you know. I always like Tom Jones, but unfortunately, in there with the AP and you might, I'm gonna still give you my vote. No, no. If Tom Jones as a good man got the best interest of you and the older guy at heart, then Tom Jones gonna find a way to be under the AP and you group in under a coalition, because it's only a strong coalition that can remove the PPP from power. I ain't gonna scale my eyes. I ain't gonna play blind. I ain't gonna pretend. I ain't gonna get no grand illusion or illusion of grandness. No, no, no. I dealing with reality. The reality is you got a wicked group of people in government named the PPP, and they got access to all this money and resources and influence and so on. And if you want to put them out of power, you got to be able to match them and do better than them. So everybody got to put their shoulders to the wheel. When you playing tug of war and the next side got a big strong man, you team members can't say, well, I gonna pull east and I gonna pull west. Team members gotta agree to pull in one direction, because it's the only way that you will know the strong man. So Michael George is asking me to name by name all those who make up the APNUL. I'll be honest with you, Michael George. Today's symbol day, I think. Today's symbol day, or symbol day is somewhere down in the week. When is symbol day for GCOM? You see, I'll be honest with you, and y'all know by now that is our ideal. I respect leadership, I respect authority. I want to jump the gun. 22nd of June is symbol day. Right? So today is the 23rd. Sounds strange. So today really and truly is when symbols, I guess, would be final day perhaps for submitting symbols to GCOM. I'm frozen. Why? Can you hear me? Hello? All right, yes. You on Facebook, you definitely. Oh my goodness, I should have been on TikTok. Nevertheless, no stress. Yes. So symbol day is. I don't like what's happening today. Symbol day is today, and so Michael George, you definitely are going to get your information as to all of the political parties that are part of the coalition currently. I guess after the symbol has been submitted, because obviously you're going to get press releases about the symbols and so on. Of course, the media themselves might be hunting down that information to share with you. I was saying that you have to understand me. I respect authority. I respect leadership. And so I don't think it's my job to jump out front and say this is what it is on the part of the coalition. These are the parties. These are the symbols and so on and so forth. Let us wait. Let me give Jackie jacket. Getting a serious challenge. They're trying. I don't know why they're trying with me. Good. All right, good. I don't like to see myself frozen. So like a frozen on the other end now. Nevertheless, I was sidetracked there. So I gotta find myself back to where I was. Right. Good. So I'm saying, listen, we have to consolidate our votes. And if we want to succeed in doing that, we have to start now. In every nook and cranny, every supporter of the APNU has to now become a member of the campaign team of the APNU. We cannot any longer be quiet about supporting the APNU. Yeah, man, me gonna make no nice. Me gonna jump out and say that I don't know where my vote going. Y'all know where my vote going, right? Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know where your vote will go. But have you encouraged somebody else to bring their vote to where your vote is going? I am encouraging you this morning to encourage everyone around you to match your energy and take your vote and their vote to the APNU. Because it's what we need to remove this gang of thieves known as the PPP. Every single supporter of the APNU, every single supporter of the opposition, every single supporter of the coalition must become a campaigner for the coalition. We can no longer sit down and say, well, yeah, man, I'm going to give them a vote. And they know they're going to get me a vote. Others got to know that. You know, as the Christians say, you have to give a testimony. You can't light your light and put it under a bushel. It makes no sense. Lighting your light and put it under a calabash. No, you're hiding your light. You have to share the light with others. What I will encourage you is not to get into disagreements, not to cuss, not to fight, not to make enemies. Don't let your long-time friends become your new-time enemy because of politics. No. Y'all must reason, man, and man must reason. Every parent must vote against the PPP. Every parent must vote for justice for Adriana. And the only way you voting for justice for Adriana is voting against the PPP. And ensuring that the PPP loses the election so that the next political party that forms the government will take the necessary steps to ensure a reopening of the investigations into the murder of Adriana Young, an ultimate delivery of justice for Adriana Young. Guyanese have a way of letting things slide, and that is why the PPP and their friends and family and cronies wanted to rush the Youngs into burying their dead, their daughter, prematurely before getting all the facts. Because the earlier they bury her, the faster Guyanese will forget the injustice meted out to that family. The faster Guyanese will forget the wickedness of the PPP and their friends. I told a friend, somebody was asking me, why didn't bury Adriana yet? When they're going to bury Adriana? I said, you know, listen, quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. As long as that family needs to fight for justice, I don't have a problem with them keeping their dead, their daughter. So that people can actually connect with that physical fight for justice. Because we have a way of forgetting. Old people say cried us well, cried us last week, or something like that. We buried our yesterday. We buried our dead yesterday. Our beautiful black child was buried yesterday. But injustices, the cruelty of our death, the injustices against the family must not be buried with horror. We must remember that. And we must go into those poll booths and we must cast a vote against those who allowed that injustice. And on the change of government, we must hold those who are in office accountable for giving justice to the family. So it's not one-way street. It's not a one-way street. I'm saying every Guyanese citizen, every parent, every relative, everybody who got a child or who aspires to have a child must cast a vote for Adriana, for justice for Adriana. And that vote has to be against the PPP. I'm saying the only way I think those votes will show their real value is if they voted for that grand, they've cast for that grand coalition in the APNU. Because everybody else outside of the APNU will be splitting the vote and reducing the chances of removing the PPP from office, hence removing the chances of justice being delivered for our beautiful young black child. I got another song for y'all. Y'all like the first one. Let me introduce y'all to this one. It is about time y'all know these songs, you know, because I will expect you to go out there. Some people learn from music. Others learn from speech. Others learn from reading. Which one did I play for you? Let me see if...
Hey, time to rise, time to rise up, time to move up. Hey, being you in the place, we put people first. Oh, hey. From Essex, Bush, straight to Berries, Guyana people want justice and peace. From quarantine water to Demerara. We tie our promises, we want more. No more lies, no more disguise. It's time for our dreams to realize. We coming strong with people power. APNU, our this is we are. APNU, say people first. We never stop till the blessings burst. APNU, we put people first. Time to rise up like the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We join lead in a real big way. APNU, say people first. From the top to the bottom. Unity blazing visions there. Iron is strong, no space for fear. We got the rhythm, we got the fire.
I know play the one for y'all again, but take this one now.
Time to rise, time to rise up, time to move up. Being you in the place, we put people first. From Essex, Bush, straight to Berries, Guyana people want justice and peace. From quarantine water to Demerara. We tie our promises, we want more. No more lies, no more disguise. It's time for our dreams to realize. We coming strong with people power. APNU, our this is we are. APNU, say people first. We never stop till the blessings burst. APNU, we put people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future right like a brand new day. We join lead in a real big way. APNU, say people first. From the top to the bottom. Unity blazing visions. Iron strong, no space for fear. We got the rhythm, we got the fire. Lifting every village higher and higher. No more fights, no more delay. We come to build Guyana today. From letter them push to party cafe. Every place got a place in history. We done with the rock, done with the slack. We're taking the country forward, no turning back. Who you voting? Why we voting? Tell the nation. Let we go and claim the prize. And you, we put the people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We die leading a real big way. Me and you, say people first. From the top to the bottom, unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. Every youth, every elder stand tall. This guy and I belong to us all. From the market woman to the king cutter, we building up this blessed land. Me and you got the plan, got the drive. Putting people first, keeping up alive. So why not jump up, move with pride? We live in perfect nationwide. Say, are you ready?
Are you ready?
We go forward. Say, APNU.
APNU.
People first. APNU. We put people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We giant leading a real big way. APNU. Say people first. From the top to the bottom of unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. We outside in sun and rain.
Dana.
We putting people first again. APNU, we lead the line. Time for Guyana to rise and shine.
Time for Guyana to rise and shine. Oh God, we punished long enough. We punished without resources. We punished with resources. What happened? I want this punishment continue? No, man. We can't make it happen. Can't let this punishment continue. Let me tell you something. A lot of people say, don't talk about the PPP. Focus on APNU. Yeah, focus on APNU, but what is the alternative? We got to tell people what. We got to tell people this is an exercise of choice. Don't let people get the impression that you're bullying them. You must be able to reason with them. Right? You must be able to reason with them. All this wickedness that you're getting versus all this promise of good governance. We will continue to hear and we will continue to hear. We vex with the coalition, we vex with the Granger government. Granger government didn't deliver all that they could have. Fair enough. But they protected our children. Granger government didn't have the access to the resources that the PPP have. But they improved our quality of life. The PPP currently hopes to campaign on what the Granger government didn't do, or what the past PNC governments didn't do, and not on what they were able to do. Well, if you ask me, I'm telling you, if somebody come and talking about other people, it means they ain't got nothing good to say about themselves. And with all of these resources that these guys had access to, you mean they can't show you one good thing that they really did for this nation? You know what they're resorting to? Skullduggery. Like the last recount show in PPP stronghold areas. There were at least 47 boxes, I think I remember that number. The ballots inside that had no supporting documents. Them ballots just fall out of thin air, find themselves in boxes, marked majority for the PPP. It is magic. So that we realize from the recount that such magic takes place and people are going to be more vigilant. What did the PPP do? They were forced to find a new way of rigging. And so they're finding new ways of rigging. Let me tell you how they're finding new ways of rigging. They say if you're a Commonwealth citizen, you come into a country, you could stay 1 year living in the country, and then you get a right to vote in that country. They're going to Harlem, destination where they could find people like yourself, Sri Lanka and so on. And they're importing Indian workers or workers of Indian ancestry. Truck drivers, nurses, doctors, wherever you want to label them, they're bringing them healthcare workers and so on, they're bringing them. And they're treating them like indentured laborers. Because from the land, they're taking away their passport. From the land here, they're taking away the passport. And so they're forced to toe the line. Because if they ain't toe the line, they're going to get ill-treated. The PPP is known for ill-treating people, especially those who dare to go against them. Check the Indo-Guyanese communities and they're going to give you the history of ill-treatment from PPP bullies and so on, especially around election time. Y'all check and see what the people at whatever the community name, the gated community that Amir Ahmad lives in, complaining of. Check and see the complaints of Amir Ahmad's neighbors and so on. And you're going to understand what we're talking about. Right? But yeah, so they're bringing in these large numbers of people. You see last week they were advertising for Indian males and females to come work in Ghana. They're offering them big money. Free food, free transportation, free housing. And in many instances, what they're doing is fast tracking. Maybe by backdating their date of entry and all of that. Making them qualified earlier to be on the voters list. And they're packing up the voters list with them. Obviously, if they're treating them like indentured immigrants, then they're instructing them that come day, you're going to vote for us. Then you go in there, vote for the cup. They're doing likewise with the Spanish. And they expect Guyanese to be vigilant enough to challenge the authenticity of those people who turn up to vote in our elections, whether or not they're really eligible to vote in our elections. And so Big Nose dead foul, the AG that has the longest record of losses in this country, last week has been occupying the airwaves to tell people that it is a crime to obstruct any vote and it's 5 years and $5 million, 5 years in prison and $5 million in fine or something like that. Intimidation. So they expect to send a whole lot of ineligible people to vote in our elections. And they expect that vigilant people will object and resist. And so they're starting the campaign of intimidating us by telling us it's $5 million and 5 years in jail if you dare to. And so I'm alerting you, be woke. I want you to be aware of this also. Region 4, traditionally, is a major contributor to the victory of the opposition. Once the opposition wins Region 4, and any other 2 regions, I think, it wins the election. And so the PPP knows that. So the PPP has gone on a campaign of gerrymandering, rearranging boundary lines for votes, shifting boundaries to change electoral results through votes, and so on. In regions like Region 6, where the PPP knows they might have a superior number, they are taking people out of that region and bringing them to register in Region 4 and giving them non-existent addresses in Region 4, just so that they can register in Region 4 to influence the result in Region 4. So the rig is not only by fraudulent votes now. The rig is by gerrymandering, moving votes from one area and bringing them into another area. And it is important, it is absolutely important for our supporters to recognize and understand that in order to counteract that, we have to come out in our large numbers that we've never came out in before. 99% turnout we have to get in communities like Buxton and BV and so on, Region 4 communities. We have to ensure that our people come out in extremely large numbers. It's not sit back now and say, well, we got this. Or me all also gonna vote, so me I vote. Every single vote counts, and every single one of us must put our shoulder to the wheel to ensure we get the vote out. There's no doubt that the PPP and their friends and cronies will try to rig the election. But to nullify their efforts at rigging, we got to ensure that our numbers are so big out there that even their efforts at rigging will not have an impact on the result. Let us not lose sight of what the mission is. The mission is to remove the PPP from office at the September 1st election. And it cannot be accomplished by leaders alone. It cannot be accomplished by singular votes alone. It has to be accomplished with a consolidation of votes and a coalition of parties and unity of purpose. It is now 25 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. The lines are open. 6225923 is the number to call. And y'all are ready to tell me you have to preach to the young people. Guess what? We have to preach to the young people. We have to preach to the young people. All of us. We either have young people in our homes or young people in our neighbors' homes. Young people in our communities. All of us have to take the opportunity to reach out to our young people and reason with them. Because we got to say, if everybody gonna do it, nobody gonna do it. So let us each take responsibility for doing it. Again, the lines are opened.
Time to move up.
Follow the line.
We put people first.
Yeah, good morning, Kadaki, and to all of you, Comes TV family. My advice is that I hope a lot of young persons looked on at the funeral from yesterday. And I want them to understand that was a young black family that suffered the loss of their child, a wonderful child, at the hands of this regime. And I want them only not to see the death of Adriana as a death. This death must be sending a message to tell them that come election day, that they must all come out and they must bring out more than who attended that funeral yesterday and vote for a government who will not kill our young children. Because when you add up the amount of young children, Adriana, the boys of Linden, the Peters and the other boy, the Bayou, the kill the day of the autopsy, the 19 Amerindian children, or in Boston, the Henry boys, those people who have been murdered, Quindon, Bacchus, and the rest. When you wipe out those set of children, those set of young people, you will not have a set of people now who could have added to your population. Lots of those people would have been voting this election. And I want us to understand that come the election is serious business. We go to the polls before 12 o'clock and cast our ballots for the right things. Not cast your ballot in such a way that it could come back to haunt you. The latest team who running to set the scoring points, check the background, check what they were doing because when they had the people clinging and going out and protesting, the same man who everybody think, na me, is pure gold in Guyana, the team, he turned and said that after all, the people must realize that when they come out and protest, the business people cannot continue with the business, meaning that the black people who are out there protesting for Adriano cutting business whenever you're done, he's a businessman. He didn't see those people out there protesting as well. They script the big scripts that they stopping the progress of the country. No, he saw them, and if at a tragic moment like that, the head of the team who want to be the president of the country could have seen those people who were protesting as a disgust and a set of people who are stopping the flow of the economical wealth in this country. Ask yourself where his duty will lie. If his presidency will look into the people's future or to the financial aspect of this country. Bye bye.
Morning, brother Kidaki. Morning, Guyanese. Morning, all right thinking Guyanese. Brother Kidaki pertaining to all the problem that GCOM have with the opposition parties them. And I still hear people talking about this election and this election and this election. Come on, bro. We have to do something to prevent GCOM from going ahead with this election. Because this election is in favor of the PPP. Because GCOM doing everything in their power to put the PPP back in power. We Guyanese got to stop this thing. The party got to stop this blah 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 blah, and get on the grounds and do something to stop these people from rigging this election. Because I can't see with all the problems that GCOM have, and yet we're still talking about election in the 1st of September. There's too much a problem. There's too much a problem in our society. You understand me? Too much a problem for we go ahead with the election. I think that Guyanese got to rise up. The parties then got to come together. Because if the parties may come together, this thing will never stop. They will go ahead with this election. And when the election results come out every Guyanese is gonna sorry, especially black people. You understand me? And the same party that you see don't want to join and be one in this country, this thing not ain't looking good. This thing ain't looking good on the opposition part. It's not looking good. Everybody wants to be president. Everybody wants to be president, you know, that's running there. Come on, bro. It's not right, y'all doing. Y'all dividing us. Y'all dividing the African votes them in this country. If y'all don't know, the PPP, we only gonna get votes from the PPP supporters them if you look carefully at what going on in this country. Can you see the racialism thing in this PPP supporters them, and we can hardly get them. So we have to come together for get back our votes, especially our African votes. We have to come together, and that is the only way we're gonna kick this PPP out of power. I don't know why all these small parties and it is the money guy is so stupid. If the money guy is so backward, coalition run this country already. Coalition government, and why it can happen again? I listened to Mr. Aubrey Norton on 2 programs last night. Oh my God, who more they can put in that man position? Who more they can tap, they can put in a man position? I look at you on a program from Barbados last night. They got nobody that they can put in this man's shoe. And I know why we can't come together with this man and form a genuine coalition party to get this PPP out of power. The PPP making a mockery out of us if we don't sit down and analyze. And I call now Mr. Niger Uses man, despite of all what you have done, I telling you, I begging you, I asking you, join the APNU and the WPA. Join the PNC and the WPA. I look at your program last week with Mr. Norton and Dr. Hines. I look at your the program last time with you all 3. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's not too late. Let me get this thing done. United we stand, divided we fall. Fall, man. Come on, Guyanese people. Come on, people, man. Oh my God. What's really wrong with us, man? What's really wrong with us? When we gonna get it right, man? When we gonna get it right? All the parties them gotta come together. All the parties them. These parties are popping up. I want to join together. Y'all cannot defeat the PPP. Y'all cannot defeat the PPP. The only party can defeat the PPP. Y'all gotta join with the PNC. The PNC is one of the most biggest foes you have in this country. Despite people running from PNC, but people still coming over back with PNC. So I want to know why y'all talking about people running from the PNC. The people who running, they have issue with Mr. Norton. They don't have issue with the people. The people they're supposed to put the people first before they put Mr. Norton first. There's a problem what they got. And they can't get to do the things to Mr. Norton like what Armand and Ali done to Mr. Granger. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Listen to that man. Every forum Mr. Norton upon, he done well. He done well and he got nobody else in this country. Nobody else in this country can speak like that man as our opposition leader. Why y'all don't give the man a break? And y'all stop y'all covetous and long-heartedness. Come on, Guyanese people. Come on, man. Mr. Norton, do y'all nothing? Y'all got issue with the man. It's not about Mr. Norton. It's about the party. And it's about getting this instant government out of power, Guyanese people. That is our motive. Come on, bro. Let us wake up and smell the coffee. Let's wake up. Wake up, Guyanese. Wake up. Wake up, black people. Wake up. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. And we have to put things in place to GCOM to get it right. We cannot go into election with all these problems that GCOM having. And you guys need have excellent day.
Kadaki, blessings and good morning to you and all the Guyanese listeners and listeners from the diaspora, from the 4 corners of the world. Kadaki, I listened to you this morning. Listen to you carefully. I believe everything you said. Kadaki, if when the PPP lost this election, in which I know they will lose, because God have a hands in this, you can't do wrong things for long, you know. You can't do wrong things for long. You don't think that is right for these things should be held in the court of law, and the perpetrators should be vanished away from taking part in election, like Nanlal, Ali, and Jagdeo. Karaki, people in Guyana seeing and knowing what is going on. They're seeing every day what it is taking place. And our people still going and supporting them to do us evil. Look at this bald-head guy who said he was in the APNU for 20-something years. And he chose to go over to support the PPP to do his people injustice. Karaki, he's a lick bottom African. And seeing that how he share a man's view. But if a man's left the PNC because of whatever, I don't know. Amanza is conscious. Amanza know what is taking place. And Amanza, she didn't go and line herself with these racial criminals. The PPP is not a party, you know. The PPP is a cult. It's a cult. And the principles is money and blood. So these black folks that go and align themselves with them, they initiate them. There's a lot of PPP members want to quit the party and come and join, but where they will go, because they do have a good track record. The majority of them is murderers. Some of them is thieves. Some of them is rapists. Mr. Norton didn't want them because of the track records. Nigel Hughes doesn't want them. And David Hines, he doesn't want them. So where they will go? Kakaraki, it's sad enough to know that some of our people seeing what is going on a day-to-day basis and still going and align themselves with these kind of people. But the evidence are there. These kind of people are not good. And mark my words, I know that they will lose. It know if but no maybe. The PPP could do what they want. They could go in the bottom of hell. God is greater than them. My God is greater than them. And my God will give us victory in no other name, but in Jesus' name. Karaki, I'm out and listening.
Yeah, brother Kadaki, my contribution this morning is calling upon all the youths to strengthen themselves, hold the faith, and think about the future, because if the youths them make this thing get away and left them and telling you, y'all ain't clean gutter. And don't bother with God. God bigger than gutter. You understand? God's self is bigger than gutter, but the ones who clean in the gutter, y'all pull up yourself and understand cleaning gutter is not a choice. This thing is the NDC. People have to work. If the country have to clean up, the NDC got to take 100 and something people for pay every fortnight or every month to keep the country clean. The NDC have to do that. Have to have worker, tractor, truck, you know what I mean? Broom, rake, and all them things for the NDC for let workers come in. Why are you treating workers like when cleaning trenches alone? No, maintenance we want to get paid for. Maintenance money bigger than the money we're working for the couple hours in the drain. Check it up and see.
The maintenance work is better money than the one who going and clean for just a weekend or a couple of weeks, and by the time you look back, so the thing nasty again. We gotta think about maintenance, safety, my young people, safety. You always about think about it.
Thank you for the voice notes, Sam. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. It is 17 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. You're tuned to the Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kiraki Amsterdam. Let those calls come.
From Essex straight to Berbice, Guyana people want justice and peace. From quarantine water to Demerara Shore.
Say you heard it here first. Call you on. Good morning.
Morning to that team, morning. Months ago, I had mentioned about a certain individual who spoke to a friend of mine and said that they're going to cross over, but waiting until they get a duty-free concession, etc. Well, she finally did it. Natasha Singh. I won't even call in Lois' name in it. Natasha Singh. She finally did it. And I mentioned it on this program. And she had, the climate was so prime for her to do it because with all that is going on. So she used that as an excuse, but she had already said that she's going to leave. He's encouraging my friend asked if she's crazy, right? That's one. I listened to that program last night, and I'm optimistic with Dr. Hines, Mr. Hughes, and Mr. Norton, and I'm optimistic that we're going to have a coalition. And from listening the words that coming out to Mr. Hughes about it's not his decision. If he had to make a decision, he would have done it already. So we know who the players in it. All right. Dr. Hines said something interesting though. He talked about influencers, so-called influencers. That was his exact word. And I've been saying this thing about these so-called influencers who craft the minds of our voters who are not independent thinkers, and they twist their minds away from themselves and to vote against themselves and to vote for continued oppression of themselves. And these influencers, and he actually was talking about these influencers here who live in a chummy life, or so-called, I should say, chummy life. They will not have to face the suffering that these people minds that they have thwarted and twisted. Right? So people, think for yourself. Compare your life with these people's life right now as we speak. Compare your life with these people over here, like these people who call themselves influencers life right now as we speak, and see who's living a better life and who's going to leave to come and live the life that you live in on the PPP. If they're going to leave here to come and live that life that you live in. So people, think for yourself, please. I heard one of them crazy one yesterday saying some nonsense about PNC did nothing for Guyana other than drive fear into Indian people's lives. I won't go down and break down why he said what he said after that, but I'm going to say something to him. Right? He said that everybody that PNC make PPP people always tell the children fear black man. But hear me, brother. Every race tell their kids that. I have a girl who told me that her parents, a Mexican girl who told me that her parents said, do not date a black man. Chinese will tell you black people nasty, black people this, blah, blah, blah. We, in the entire world, fear us. But we're the most loving people. We have never ever enslaved nobody, never ever bombed nobody place, never ever punished nobody. We ain't savage like the rest of them. So to you, so-called influencer, continue with it with what you're saying about our people. Continue. You're gonna end up in a good place. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your call. Just because I could respond to that Flash Garden something, I've heard that allegation many moons ago that I discriminate them. They call in and I ain't answering them. If you call at the right time, you're gonna get answer at the right time. So there we go. I was about to answer one of them and he hung up at the same time. What are you gonna do? I can't do nothing but though. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kiraki Amsterdam. I can't stop you from thinking what you want to think. But all I can say is that I don't discriminate. Something is happening. I see cars are popping up and popping out. Y'all bluffing me or y'all didn't pay y'all internet bill? I know that I'm talking about paying internet bill. Y'all best jump into the Cash App and the Zelle there. Right? I want to give you all a challenge. Start calling me to tell me why people must vote for the coalition. And stop telling me about the PPP. And why people must vote for the coalition. Share with our viewers your reason for voting for the coalition. Are you understanding me? Testify to somebody why you think the coalition is a good choice. And stop spending your precious time call you on. Good morning. Something going on here, man. What's going on?
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Kadaki. Good morning.
Call you on. Good morning.
The program that I watched last night, I'm cautiously optimistic. Because it doesn't seem like we have a definite decision as yet. But I'm still optimistic because I must be optimistic. But I would like to send a message to Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes, we know that you are, well, of course, you are the leader of this party, and we understand that you cannot make unilateral decisions. But I must say, I know you have influence as a leader, and as a well-respected attorney. And I think you should strongly speak to some of your members, and try hard to convince them, because you know that you've admitted that your party is not as strong as it was before, and you know you cannot win this election on your own, and you going against this party, these two parties. I mean, you go all by yourself and the coalition on their own. They stand a better chance of not being successful, and your party even the worst. So with that, I know we all don't want that for the country, Guyana. So I'm appealing to you to speak to your members, particularly the ones at the top of the hill. Maybe if you could propose maybe a different deal to see if maybe you could get another ministry or something like that, or something else. But allow this thing to happen. Allow the coalition, promote the coalition. And the person who was chosen for the second spot on the ticket, she is from your party anyhow. I mean, maybe you may say she might have resigned, but she is still from your party. Fundamentally, is your party still. And this is a good pick. So I'm appealing to you, Mr. Hughes, if you could speak to your top people, and let's get it on. That's my time. Thank you, Mr. Gaddafi.
Thank you for your call. The lines are opened. See, now is the time to call y'all and calling. You see what I'm saying? You have to understand timing. Call you on. Good morning.
Morning, Kadaki. Morning, Guyana. I'm making some observation here, and what I have seen, and if I'm wrong, please tell me. African Guyanese compared to Indian Guyanese, and the way African Guyanese run to other ethnicity, and I think I don't see the reverse. Indian Guyanese simply don't do what African Guyanese do. And which would tells me we have a serious problem, right? How do you support an Indian man, right? And all he does is, I guess, throw around a little money here, there, and everything like that. And we just run. And just like the previous caller says with influencers, I just don't get it. Why and how they have actually thrown their weight behind everybody else, especially African influencers, um, against the African party, which is, you know, the PNC. So you do not see that much backbiting on the Indian side. But for us as a people, it just tells me we are some type of stupid people. I see race every friggin' day. But guess what? We've been taught to not see race. Those other people see race. So I do not have a lot of respect for a lot of our people because we are always this passive and think that everything is down the middle. It's not. We don't even know what the hell Muhammad policies would be. But yet still, we're going to lend and give our support to him. That is so stupid. And then we come up with this consensus bull. We don't even know what Terence Campbell policies would be. But we hear likability. Again, we are so just in my plain term, just stupid. And until we get sense, we're gonna continue to be sentenced. And that's my take.
Thank you for your take. It is now 6 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. We can take another call. You can play another voice note. Let me see if there's any other voice note. Okay, we have a call coming in. Call you on. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all my black brothers and sisters in Guyana. Yes, the road is rough, but let me remind you the word of God. When there's storm, calm is behind, must come behind. Let me remind you word of God. God said there will never be any more flood. He will never kill out human being in any more flood. And he make a promise to us, and he put something there that we could benefit from it when we see it. The rainbow. To the last caller, if let's listen to Flash Garden always said, black man love holy people more than themselves. Because for 28 years, that black man sit down and take whipping without use them power what God give them, but them keep it home and go and sleep with it. I see you challenge me this morning with my text when we said that you got to teach young people about all the little part. You said all of us. So this morning, I'm going to take the opportunity. Young people, remember 2020. Me got to use what God blessed me with. The spirit of remembrance. Remember 2020 election with all them little party, where them end up. And you guys vote for them. Young people vote, young black people vote for them. And none of them never come out and represent non-black people. Not even God. Now 28 party come out. And I say, oh, G come in prepared. Oh, you want G come prepare when are you afraid the colleague, Matati colleague, them colleague candidate because they want disrespect black man and call black man fool. All them colleague candidate, president candidate. Where was are you forgot in front GCOM to say, hey GCOM, we want fair election and you vote list. Where are the little party? Remember that Collie man will left America and go home for rule black man. When two young police officer female stop Ian Ali for going upstairs, that's the next thing Granger did not do. Protect GCOM. Oh God of mercy. I don't like to remember what this guy did to us, man. But anyway, it's still my black brother. when that two police officers stop that Cody man, what go for rule black man for be president candidate. He said, Ali, look them, remember this this two black face. Let them know when you win, when you go in office, them job in jeopardy. And again, young people, are you want to put Mohammed in office? Are you want to put them little Cody in office? Jagyo paying all of them bills. Jagyo putting them, if Jagyo could get 5,000 each of them 28 party for black man, bingo, Jagyo win. Jagyo know why he said how he go win by landslide. Mohammed take away black man vote. Young people, you only want no more teaching. The teaching now you get ready. You're supposed to say, you know what? Come 20 election, we're going to put the coalition, which is WPA and PNC in office. It's young people get the key for victory. And Jagyo them know that. And could you know that? 20th party. In history, we never ever 20th party in no country. So are you young people? It's Jagyo pay them young people party. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your call. It is 2 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. It's the 23rd of June in the year 2025. Final call for the day. Call you on.
Morning, brother. Brother Kidaki, I listen in this programs and many other programs and thing, and then many other times on the program and so on, and I know that many callers and so with frustration and thing, this causes us to act out in ways and thing. But I feel that we're supposed to be that conscious enough to know, to realize that a lot of us is coming on this program, and why is here this going on? We just bashing ourselves so much, even lifting the brothers and sisters of other ethnicity over us by saying things they and see why they got to do good and them kind of thing, like we don't do good at all just because we in a struggle and we mean to like get it right, instead of going down the road. Because I hear a caller before just now, rate us as stupid and that kind of thing. How we could feel for common programs and do the to we own self. I know, yes, we lag-headed and this and that, but I think we got better method of approach to encourage one another for let we go forward. Because if we lose out on this thing, the kind of works you putting out, Brother Kadaki, it's not going to look good to see the kind of works, because you take blows and thing. And I feel when we come in on this program and thing, we got to live the spirit. We can't continue for bashing one another that we this and black man always this and them kind of thing. We just doing this hurt to ourselves and like we don't even conscious about this thing. We got to stop with this thing. We got to stop with this thing. And most of us that talking about this struggle, we ain't there on the ground. We there in the diaspora. And it's unfair for we going on each other and rating we black self so low and them kind of thing. Me hear no Indians and them thing come on the program made, and even if they do on their own and talking about we and them kind of thing. It's not for us to talking so about ourselves. We got better method of approach, man. I feel we got better method of approach that could lift we spirit in this struggle. This is what I got to say. Blessed love.
Blessed love, thank you for your call. It is now a minute past the 9 o'clock hour. It's time for me to leave you. And so I'm going to leave you with the top tune for the day. Remember, you heard it here first, right? Good.
We tired promises, we want more. No more lies, no more disguise. It's time for we dreams to realize. We coming strong with people power. APNU, our this is we are. APNU.
Shout out to all the members of Team APNU. Once you join the APNU coalition, shout out, big up yourself, welcome home. Let's do this thing together.
People first. We not gonna stop. Till the blessings burst. APNU, we putting people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We join lead in a real big way. APNU, say people first. From the top to the bottom, love unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. We got the fights, no more delay. We come to build Guyana today. From Lettenbush to Barsica Base, every place got a place in this race. We done with the brothers, done with this slack. We're taking the country forward, no turning back. Who you voting? Why we voting? Tell the nation. Let we go and claim the prize. And you, we putting people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We die leading a real big way. Me and you, say people first. From the top to the bottom of unity blazing, vision clear. Guyanese strong, no space for fear. Every youth, every elder stand tall. This Guyana belong to us all. From the market woman to the cake cutter, we building up this blessed land. AP and you got the plan, got the drive. Putting people first, keeping up alive. So why not jump up, move with pride? We waving them flag nationwide. Say, are you ready? Say we go forward. Say AP and you, people first. AP and you, we put people first. Time to rise up, break the curse. Future bright like a brand new day. We just need it in a real big way. Say simple first. From the top to the bottom of unity blazing vision clear. Guyana strong, no space for fear. We outside in sun and rain. We putting people first again. AP, we lead the line. Time for Guyana to rise and shine.